Hello and a warm welcome to Conny Decorates, and of course with heart. With heart, as always, Micha, the cameraman, is here with us, as you know. And today this is our Christmas decoration for the windowsill. And once again, it smells wonderful, made with all natural materials, and even a few herbs are included. Rosemary, dear friends. If you want to know how to make this natural window decoration, stay tuned because we're going to show you now. Here it is, our base, our long brick mold, always in use. I just quickly took it apart after work. There were some long succulents in it, which I'd like to use again for decorating here. And I know that our little heather trees are perfect for this. They always sit on our windowsill or the bathroom window, and today we're going to make them look nice and festive for Christmas. So let's get started. I've cut some fir branches here. This time we have a wonderful noble fir with cute little twigs, and I've taken a few of those. I've also cut a few branches from our holly. I also have a bit from our big rosemary bush. Well, I'll just call it a bush, it's really huge. And some small rose hips, also in red, which look absolutely beautiful and really Christmassy. A solid red candle is always super important. I have a fire protection base for it so that it's protected against fire. I also brought a disposable glass jar today, and as they say, some kitchen twine, which is really cute in red and white, plus lots of natural things like pine cones and so on and so forth. But I'd say let's get started. Of course, you can line the mold beforehand with paper like a trash bag or whatever you prefer. I don't do that. I always do it without any protection, as you can see, and it turns out wonderfully because I don't mind if it looks really nice and rustic. But of course, everyone can decide for themselves how they like it. First, I'm going to put a layer of moss at the bottom here. And of course, you can also fill it with soil, wood chips, or whatever filler you have. But moss is always a great water reservoir and adds a nice natural height. And now we've lined it with moss. Now I'm taking some old root balls, which I brought home from work today. This is the heather. It doesn't look nice anymore, and I won't be planting it again. Now I'm going to cut off the top part of the heather here, and then you have this root ball, which is really well soaked, I'd say. That means if you use this as a support for cuttings, you already have really good moisture here. If it's dry, just put it in water, and then you have a great natural support for cuttings. I've put in 4 root balls. I'll just take a look, or rather, just see what else you'd like to put in here. As I said, I'd really like to add the candle, which I've done before by placing it at the front. Of course, you can also just place it in here, and then it's very well protected. You could also fix it in place with hot glue, but I still want to add quite a few succulents. And then I'll go ahead and grab my succulents. These are the 2 specific elements that I definitely want to include within this arrangement, and I'll just carefully place them right here between the prominent roots for the time being. And I think I'll do it like this now, placing them here in the middle between the 2 root balls, so that later I can arrange the fir branches evenly and nicely in terms of height. Then I still have a few succulents here that were inside this. I'll also carefully place these nicely and securely in here again, right here at the very front on the side. And this particular one was also tucked inside, so I'll very carefully and gently stick it between my root sections, pressing it in quite firmly. And then, once you have the entire arrangement precisely the way you want it to be, you can then fill all the remaining gaps here with some fresh moss or rich soil, just everywhere in between, not directly on the root sections themselves, but rather just in front and behind them, ensuring a natural and aesthetically pleasing look. I've already checked beforehand, and I think it will fit really well if I place the glass right here between the succulents. I also think it looks really nice visually. 1, 2, 3, and 4, I actually like that a lot, which is why I've just placed it here on my root section. Of course, it's a great elevation, it doesn't wobble, and it holds perfectly. Now I'm carefully taking my fir branch. I've meticulously trimmed the very bottom a little bit, and I'm gently placing it back here in the rear area. I observe that there are still far too many little branches, so I'll carefully cut some of them off again and then firmly stick it in really securely at the very back. The fir branch we've placed completely in the back as a background. And now I think the rosemary, which is also from our garden, looks really beautiful as well. And I'm going to nicely and carefully place that in here as well, ensuring it settles perfectly. It truly smells absolutely wonderful, emitting a delightful and enchanting aroma that fills the air with its pleasant fragrance, and the vibrant red accents from the holly with its charming and intricate little fruit clusters are also incredibly beautiful and visually striking, adding a magnificent splash of color. I'll meticulously add those in here as well, positioning them with great care. I think I would even trim these a little more, specifically in the front area, to achieve a more refined and aesthetically pleasing shape. However, one must be extremely careful and exercise significant caution because they are indeed very prickly, possessing sharp points that can easily cause discomfort or injury if not handled with the utmost attention and gentleness. And the delightful little rose hips, I would just add those in everywhere with small delicate twigs. Just carefully cut off a little bit here, and then you can gently stick them between the vibrant succulents, creating a beautiful and natural arrangement. And what else? I also found some beautiful little ornamental apples. I'd also really like to add those because this vibrant red color truly makes the fresh green look even more fresh, and I think truly and wonderfully Christmassy. I think maybe 1, 2, or even 3 if it fits, placed towards the back. Let's see if I can find another little gap somewhere. A bit of rose hips. I'd like to have them here, though it doesn't fit so well right now, but I'd really like to have some more in the back area, but this branch is just a bit too short. Now the candle goes into our glass. It's a bit wobbly here now. What I really like to do is just carefully put a generous bit of soft, natural moss at the very bottom, so the candle has some stable and secure support. Just a small, delicate layer on top, and then it holds perfectly in place without any wobbling or shifting. And we're done. We've just finished our window decoration for the bathroom, for the window ledge, again using mostly things from the garden and things we already had. And dear friends, of course, we really hope that today we were able to inspire you again with this pre-Christmas decorating idea. And of course, we'd be happy if you give us a thumbs up. Many, many heartfelt thanks for all these wonderful comments, especially to those of you who have been commenting and watching our videos for years, but also to the newcomers. We're so happy that you're here, and of course, we also hope that we can inspire you. So dear friends, feel warmly hugged and stay healthy. We're looking forward to being back with you in the next few days. Yours, Conny and Micha, your cameraman. That's right, dear friends. And the furry friends and Laura, see you then. Bye.